Hi friends, Chandrasekhar here. Uh, we have started a series on yogas, which is of great interest to most of the astrologers, especially the young ones, who many a times find it tedious to go through all those, the nitty gritties as I call them, and the basics of astrology. And though they do go through it, sometimes they want to know about yogas in their charts. That is why we have started one series on yoga. Mm, Perhaps midway I might also add something else, and still the yogas will continue. So if this is broken for some time, something new comes up, don't be disturbed, the yogas would come. So we are into the ninth of the lecture, which is this is about Amala Yoga, or what is called as Amala Yoga. What is Amala? Amala is something which is pure, which is beautiful, which is shining. That which does not have any stain is called Amal. So this is a yoga which is also based on moon to some extent. I have already done a series on Chandra centric yoga, that is yoga centered around moon. But this has something else. This is also connected with the Lagna, the ascendant, and that is why this is coming at a different level or different stage of the lectures or series of the lectures. So what is this yoga? This is the aphorism runs Lagnadva Chandra Lagnadva. That is from the ascendant or from the Rashi in which moon is placed. So which is called as the Chandra Lagna. See, the ascendant, the normal ascendant, the time when a person is born, on that day whatever is the ascendant, the Rashi rising at the eastern horizon at the time of the birth of the Jataka. I need not repeat it again, but sometimes I think it is better to repeat it for those who are joining late into the lectures, who have not heard our earlier lectures. So, and a Rashi occupied by moon is called the Chandra Lagna. Sometimes it is called Rashi or Janma Rashi, that is sign at birth or merely sign. All of them mean a Rashi, a sign in which moon is placed. So what is said? What is to be seen from these two places? These are the two parameters, ascendant and the Rashi occupied by moon. So Lagnatva, Chandra Lagnatva, Dashame Shubha Sanyute. I try to give the aphorism in the bottom section of the lectures as it appears on the YouTube. So you can check it also. 10th from the ascendant or from the Rashi holding the moon, if that bhava, that 10th bhava is holding a benefic planet, then what happens? Yogo ayam amala nama. Yoga, which is named as Amala Yoga, Kirtir Achandra Tarako. A yoga called Amala is caused. Look at the way the expressions was there. Many a times the expression in the shloka seem to be hyperbolic, but they are also giving you something to think about. They say this yoga, such a yoga, when benefics occupy the 10th house from ascendant or moon, in my opinion, of course I will tell about my opinion after we complete this. Now, benefic is placed, then such a yoga is called as Amala Yoga, and it gives a fame which lasts till moon and the stars last, which is undiminished fame you can call, or lifetime, fame after life also you can call. This is a hyperbole. Please try to understand all this, because many a times the yoga is seen and then people get confused why it is not so. Or if a yoga is not seen and still the fame lasts, many generations after that person has departed this earth, then astrologers, especially the neophytes, will be confused. That's why this is happening. So this yoga is called as Amala Yoga. One of the results is that person has lasting fame, long lasting fame. Till moon and stars are there, which is the end of the yuga, because we are into Kali Yuga, and there are 4 yugas, and after Kali Yuga there is a big gap where everything is gone, etc., etc. But don't worry about it, it is 4,32,000 or something like that long, and hardly 5,000 years have passed, so nothing to worry about. And what are there additional results? Yes, Raja Pujyo, he is worshipped by kings, that means kings respect him. So he has to be knowledgeable, unblemished character. Why unblemished character? We will look at it in the after we finish off the aphorism itself. Raja Pujyo Mahabhogi, Data Bandhu Janapriya. He enjoys all the comforts of life. He is a great donor, and he is admired by his clan. Here when we call about Bandhu Jana, those who understand Hindi should not understand it in the sense of Bandhu meaning brothers. No, Bandhu is Bandhava, those who hold you together. Maybe your clan or your extended family, which would include your friends and relatives and extended relatives and 7th removed relatives and all those who know of you and who are together whenever there is a problem for you. All those they come under the definition of Bandhu. Why this Bandhu Jana also we will try to understand. So he is Raja Pujyo Mahabhogi, respected by kings, enjoyer of many pleasures, a great donor, and he is admired by his clan or the close circle, family or otherwise. Paropakari Gunavana, he is Paropakari, he helps others. Now this donor and Paropakari could be one, or they could be different, because donation might be just donation and not getting involved in that. Paropakar means helping people also. So, and then he is Gunavan, he has great qualities. Amala Yoga Sambhava, one born in Amala Yoga has all these qualities. This is the aphorism. So now, will a benefic placed only in a square from ascendant or moon give such a great result? To my mind, because this Lagnadva, Chandra Lagnadva has different connotations. Many a times Y is used just to, make the meter proper, because Sanskrit needs you to write shlokas in certain meters and you have to observe all those parameters of it. So this can be one of the things. To my mind, this benefic has to be in the 10th house from both Rashi occupied by moon and the ascendant. Here there will be 2 variations naturally. Either there will be 1 or 2 or even more benefics in the 10th bhava from the lagna, with moon being posited in the lagna itself, the ascendant itself. Please excuse me when I use the word lagna or ascendant. This is just to make everybody, those who are not conversant with the Sanskrit terminology, to understand what is lagna. So either this is one, or there could be one benefic placed in the 10th bhava from the ascendant and another benefic placed in the 10th bhava from the Rashi occupied by moon. Because as you can very well understand, that unless both lagna and moon Rashi are same, there cannot be benefic which will be 10th from both. But remember, there are two benefics, at least two full-time benefic and one additional part-time benefic. Now, which are these? Because we have to think that when I am proposing something, there has to be benefics to fulfill that condition at least. Because Shubha Sanyuta is here, so even one benefic will do. Obviously, that means that benefic should not have any malefic along with it, conjunct or aspecting that 10th house. This is my understanding of the yoga for it to give these great results. So we have got Jupiter, we have got Venus, these are full-time benefics as I call them, and Mercury, who is part-time benefic because with malefics he acts as malefic and with benefics he will act like benefic. If alone, again he will act like benefic. So we have got three. I would think that two will be together because generally Moon and Mercury and Venus are near each other, near Sun also, but Sun should not be there according to my understanding. Either Venus alone or Mercury alone or both of them together. And Jupiter obviously somewhere else. If we are talking about both the places, from ascendant as well as from the Moon Rashi, 10th houses have to be occupied, then that 10th house will be different for both. If of course Moon is in the ascendant itself, it will be the one and the same. So this has to be there for that yoga to gain strength. And now we will see why is this so. 10th house, you know, is house of repetition. Benefics there would naturally give a good reputation to that gentleman. He aspects the 4th house. 4th house respects all sort of comforts, including your motherland, vehicle, your own house, and all those things are, seen from the 4th house. So this benefic will be aspecting the 4th house from Chandra Lagna or ascendant or both, according to me from both, and naturally it will give all those comforts. So he will be Mahabhugi. Data. Generally, people having good reputation are known for their inclination to donate for good causes. So Data is understood. Bandhu Jana Priya. Why? Remember that 4th house is not only these things that I told, it is also called the Bandhu Bhava. That is why I always try to remember what specific words are used to describe bhavas besides their attributes, because sometimes we forget the attributes and sometimes we do not forget the attributes, of course. It is also called as the Vidya Bhava. That is why it is, education, at least of the level where one gets some career. This we have talked about in I think my lectures on 4th Bhava, and many times even while explaining some concept in our lectures. And I am sure those who have stayed the course with me for so many lectures must have listened to it. If you have forgotten, listen to them again. There is no problem. So, naturally his education will also be good. Is it? His clan would love him. His education will be good because benefic is aspecting the 4th Bhava. So his basic education, the minimum education should be very good. And then he is Paropakari, he tries to help others. How do you gain fame? Think about it. Obviously, through helping others. That is why those who have helped you can carry your fame into the next generation, the third generation, even after you are no longer there on this earth. And that is where the result of Kirtir, Chandra Taraki, till moon and stars are there. So, though the hyperbole are there, if all the conditions are met, this is most likely to happen. Kindly understand this. And he is Gunavan. He has good qualities. You gain fame because of good qualities. So this is not a rocket science to understand why these things are given to. And my premise has always been to find out if some yoga is given, is there any logic to the results given. Otherwise, we only go on, stick to the yoga And then what will happen? It is natural that the planets have to be powerful. If the planets have strength, because the benefics will be placed in the 10th house, which is a square, naturally the Kendradi Bala is already there. But if they are in the house of exaltation, or if they are in the house of their bosom friend, the Panchadha Maitri, the fivefold friendship, we have talked about it in early lectures. If not, understand that there are natural friends and there are temporary friends. The temporary friends are planets placed in the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and again 12th, 11th and 10th bhava from the planet concerned. For all these 6 planets are his temporary friends, others are his enemies, temporary enemies. So Adhimitra, if they also gain strength in Navamsha, even better. If they are in exaltation, very good, isn't it? So this is how we will have to go about it, to understand to what extent the intensity of this yoga will be realized. Otherwise, just looking at a benefic in the 10th house, don't jump to conclusion. And this is again why I am saying that to get such results, the benefics should better be in the 10th house from both the Lagna, the ascendant, and the Rashi occupied by Moon. Why? Because Lagna or ascendant is your personality, your entire personality, whereas Moon is your mind. And if mind also thinks about his reputation, the person is not likely to do something wrong which will give him ill fame. Because it is mind from which the actions result. And the actions will get their results for us. The karma phal comes out of the actions, but actions come out from where? It is the mind, which when it overrides your intellect can lead you to take wrong actions also. So please understand this. That is again why Lagna is also called, one of the names of Lagna is also Dhi. Though Dhi, that is intellect, is connected with the 5th house, one of the names of Lagna is also Dhi. Please remember this. These are trines. 1, 5, 9, these have to do with intellect of different types. Sometime if I continue to be able to deliver lectures and you have the patience, maybe sometime in future I'll talk about that. What is Dhi and why the different places have different type of intellect. We will talk about it later. And so we come to the end of this. Of course, there are, let me make it clear that many authorities think that having a benefic in 10th from either the Lagna or the Moon will give these results. My humble submission is, yes, the results would be there to some extent, but not to this extent of your reputation remaining on this earth for till moon and stars disappear from the skies, which is a long period. And though it is a hyperbole, then still we find people whose fame we talk about them even now, isn't it? Like King Harishchandra was there, whose honesty was known, and even now in India at least we use that term to indicate a person who is scrupulously honest, sometimes even to the extent of getting hurt himself. So this does happen. Simultaneously, remember that it is not necessarily that if malefics are in the 10th from Lagna and Moon, that person will have bad reputation. Please do not get into that, because what happens is, if benefics are there, then good results will be there. So malefics are there, bad results will be there. This is a stock conclusion which is drawn many a times. At least I used to do that when I was young. So youth has that habit of being very swift with coming to conclusion, but I would enjoin upon them to be a bit more circumspect before jumping to any conclusion in astrology, because there are so many things coming together. There are so many yogas happening, and as I said, if there are good yogas, there will also be bad yogas, and you have to balance them to find out what exactly is likely to happen for the Jataka of this chart. Please remember, like Lord Ram, whose name I think till this world lasts, it will last, at least in India, and by implication in other parts of the world also. He had malefic aspecting, two malefics aspecting the 10th house, and a sun, a great malefic also in the 10th house. So don't confuse between these. These are different yogas. Naturally, he did not enjoy all the pleasures of the being a king, because he was sent to forest. So those malefics have their own way of working. But at the same time, he had three Pancha-Mahapurusha yoga, which manifested in different fashion, which we shall come to later on about Pancha-Mahapurusha yoga, if I have not already talked about it. Nowadays, my memory does play tricks with me. Though my friends tell me this defense you use to protect yourself when you make a wrong statement, maybe they are right. So, my dear friends, I take your leave, and we shall meet in the next lecture, which will be the 10th lecture. I think I will go for one or two more yogas and then perhaps shift to some other topic or continue this. So I take your leave, and a very good night.